Hey folks, it's tailgate season. So what do football fans in 1869 have in common with cowboys on the trail? Turns out it is a lot, and it's all about cooking on the tailgate. It's fire, it's food, and it's feeding the crew before the big game. Today I'm going to show you how to take the ordinary chicken leg and turn it into the most valuable player at the tailgate, and how the chuck wagon was what? The first ever tailgate party. You forgot your raincoat at the ball game? Hang on, burrito dog. Well, if you have noticed, it is cloudy, it's a little cool, it's drizzling, but nothing stops a big game day or a big tailgate party. But hey, we did have to move Mage over here to the mule because he forgot his raincoat today. 6 chicken legs, and I got about 61 cents a piece in them. That is pretty cheap, it is. Now you can buy the big jumbo packs, probably at Sam's or Costco, for even cheaper than that. So we are all gloved up here. So let's talk about this chicken leg. There is a lot of meat on a chicken leg, and when you had them for so many years, what was they? Fried. And I do love fried chicken. But to me, sometimes they could be a little tough, especially when we just walked out there in the backyard and Grandma said, grab a chicken, we're going to have him for lunch. But you take this leg, you cook it right. There is so much flavor in here that I think you get. The leg and the thigh have become my most favorite parts of the chicken they have. You see this knuckle right here on top of this? That needs to come off. So we're going to get us a knife, and I just want you to just start about right there and just cut all the way around. We got to cut through the skin, but also them tendons. Now then, you can do this with a good pair of kitchen scissors. Me, I prefer a knife. You just sort of get the feeling down in there to where you can see there's a joint between that knuckle and that bone. And we'll see if we can get through here, if I can find the right spot. And we're just going to pull that knuckle off there. You can see how it just separates. Comes right off. We'll put him right here. And then we need to pull all this skin off that's right here on the top. If you want to grab a hold of that tendon, pull it out there as far as you can, which is sort of hard to grab a hold of, and just go ahead and cut that little rascal off there. Get this one too. So there we have it, one chicken lollipop. So when we're talking about removing the knuckle off the bone, it's the part of the joint that's movable. That's what you want to remove, the movable part. Well, as you're trimming these up, you'll notice this little fella right here. He was a thin-legged chicken, he was. He probably needed some calcium in his diet because when we tried to get that knuckle off the top, it just broke off. Well, trim that off to where there's not a sharp point that's going to gouge nobody or put nobody's eye out if somebody gets in a chicken lollipop fight. So just watch what you're doing. You'll be all right. But we need to make these little fellers as tender and tasty as possible. So we are what? Going to get the marinade bath to going. Hey, I got a great big favor to ask you, and I need you to pay close attention because Shannon's got really sneaky here today, and she has planted some little football paraphernalia and props, or Easter eggs as she calls them, throughout the video. Now, see if you can find them all. And when you do, leave me a comment down there below. So, you heard me say marinade. A marinade is something you mix and pour over meat to make what? Flavor, but also tender. Most marinades, if you're dealing with chicken, they need some kind of acid, something there to sort of break that meat down. So as we go through this, we're going to have a little acid, we're going to have a little sweet, but we use some of them, what you call it, fresh herbies. We did. I minced me 3 little garlic cloves, some sprigs of thyme and rosemary, and to that we're going to add some olive oil. I'm wanting about, I'd say, pretty close to 3/4 to a cup. Somebody holler when. When? I think that's about right. Now, I need a little sweetness to get in there, so we're going to add some honey. The acid today, ACV. Whoa, the lid was off. That'll happen on occasion, and it don't take much of this, about that much. Some soy for a little more flavor and a little more, what you call it, acidic reaction. We're gonna get all this mixed together, and to cut it one more time with some acid, the juice of 1/2 of a lemon. Now this is a pretty healthy little lemon. We may have to squeeze him in increments here. So we'll see if that'll fit in there. And wouldn't you know, Kent probably loaded it in there the wrong way. That's supposed to be down there. This is a pretty fancy machine. I'm going to marinate these 4 hours. Get out there to your party. You got plenty of time to start. But if you've got an early morning schedule, it doesn't hurt to marinate these the night before. Then you can bring it all out there to the tailgate party, ready to throw them on the grill or the smoker and go. Shake and bake. We have added 2 new events in October. One is Aspen Fest in Ruidoso, New Mexico. The other one is at Harker Heights, Texas. Be sure and check the website out. We'll have all the information you need, and we'd love to see you at both of them. But that is what I call just the right bath for these little chickens. They're going in the ice box, or for me, they're going in the Yeti ice chest 4 hours. Then we'll get back out here and fire it up again. Hey, while that chicken's marinating there, getting all tender and full of flavor, I have got some pro tips to make your tailgating the easiest and the best thing ever. Now, remember, this ice chest is not just for keeping something cold. Say you've cooked a brisket, but you got to transport it, what, 75 miles to the game over there? So all you have to do, put your little hot water in there, preheat it. That's what we're doing, just warming this thing up, dump it out. You can store ribs in there, you can store brisket in there, whole chicken in there. It will keep it warm, but also, folks, it will even cook a little more on the transportation. And speaking of ice chest, they're not just to hold water either. Go ahead and freeze these water bottles, and then you can stick them in here. That way you don't have loose ice. Nothing worse than reaching in there and soggy potato chips is floating on top. And when they thaw out, you got cold water to go. Y'all know one of my biggest pet peeves too. Paper towels in a 40-mile-an-hour breeze, they blowing all over the country. Get you a bungee cord, run it through there. Now you could take this, strap it to 2 ice chests in between there, to the mirrors on somebody else's pickup and your pickup, or you can just take it, snap it right here to the table, and you've got yourself a paper towel holder. You know, every good tailgate party needs a good dip to go with it. And hey, I do love me a chip and dip, and today we are treating y'all with a bonus bite. We are, what is it? A baked bean dip. Start off with just a can of regular old baked beans. We're gonna dump them in there. Now these have been drained, but I just need you to go to mashing them up till we get them good and smooth. I'm gonna season with our mesquite because it's got that good smoky ancho flavor to it. Now you season with whatever you want. I don't think it's gonna take a whole lot, but we're gonna give it a pretty generous shaking right there. This stuff could be served warm, cold, hot. Just be sure you add it to your stuff at the tailgate party. Everybody will be wanting the recipe. Well, took this out about probably 1 hour ahead of time so it could sort of go to warming up. Got me some hardwood lump, all the fires on one end, so that means we're cooking indirect today. We are. It is good, white, and hot. So just take your one of these out, push the skin back down there. Season with your favorite barbecue rub. My favorite is our rib rub. And I give it a pretty generous coating. I do. Make sure you get this end of it And then, if the little feller will pay attention and stand up right there, we'll get the rest of them done and on the grill, and then we'll tend to the rest of the fire. Cherry and some hickory. Now you could use apple, but I ask you to please use a fruit wood with this because it really needs it. But I like a little hickory. If you ain't got some of that, put you a little piece of mesquite, but don't go overboard. You can see these ain't too big. So we just gonna put them in there. See if we can shut the door, Mage, without burning our toes. Fire's on this end, birds on the other end. Now, I like to let my wood in here flame just a little before I shut that lid, and it has done caught a holt, it has. So we're gonna shut it up. We're gonna try to run a target temperature today of about 250 degrees. Probably gonna take about an hour and 45 minutes, if I was guessing just right, to get that chicken to about 175. And that is the edible temperature, it says. But what? We're gonna move over from here to the hot side, try to get about 185 out of it to crisp that skin up just a little. And then, woo, we're gonna break out the bean dip. But now is the time for you to what? Sit down, enjoy the big screen TV I got here, and let's watch the football game. It was November 6th, 1869, when two colleges, Princeton and Rutgers, met for what we now call the first college football game. It didn't look much like football today. No helmets, no scoreboard, and barely any rules. But you know what they did have? A crowd. People rolled in horse-drawn wagons, bringing baskets of ham, biscuits, and cider. Some accounts say folks built small fires right at the edge of the field, cooking while the game was playing. However, the term tailgating wasn't used until the 1950s, and by this time, American football had grown in popularity, and car culture was booming. Fans began gathering in the parking lots, dropping their tailgates and setting up grills, drinks, and food before the game. By the 1960s, folks were cooking off the back of their cars and trucks, literally on the tailgate. That's when the name stuck. But the ideal of cooking from the back of a truck? Well, that's a page straight out of the cowboy playbook. Out west, chuck wagons were the original mobile kitchens, designed in the 1860s by a rancher named Charles Goodnight. The chuck wagon had a fold-down back gate, the tailgate, that doubled as a prep table just like the modern tailgate party, and that's where the cook did his work. Beans, sourdough biscuits, salt pork, and good strong coffee. And just like tailgaters today, those cowboys didn't have much space, but they sure had style. Every tool had a place, fire was sacred, and feeding your crew, that was the most important job around. So when you light that fire on game day, you're not just cooking chicken or flipping burgers, you're keeping alive a tradition that's been burning for over 150 years. It's the cowboy way, just with a few more team colors and a whole lot more barbecue sauce. Well, we've been on an hour and 43 minutes exactly. I probed them with my chef's temp. They was 177. So we are ready to go ahead and move these little beautiful creations down here and give them a little hot fire for just a little bit to crisp up that skin. Now, I'm gonna baste half of them with barbecue sauce and half of them ain't gonna get nothing, but I just wanna taste that marinade. So these three right over here, they gonna get a little basting. Now, I'm just wanting to give them a little color that we have. It might be hot now, so I think I'm gonna use these. You can see we're getting a little char there. That's just what we needed. It don't take long for that to set up, take hold. Because remember, any barbecue sauce that has any sugar in it at all will burn. Just keep rolling them around there till you get that even color that you want. Get that barbecue sauce to where it sets up on that meat, and then pull them off, let them rest a minute, and then go to town and wrap a lip around them. They're fitting to have to kick off. It's halftime, third quarter, fourth quarter, but we're winning, I can tell you that. Ain't them pretty little lollipops? I mean, they cooked up so nice they did, and they so simple and easy. You're gonna be the hit of the game day down there, I mean, when you're tailgating. But I've been waiting for one of these. Now, look at all that. That is some goodness.
That handy handle stick.
Yes, and I figure napkins are gonna be required. Touchdown. Mercy. I want you to look in here. There's so much juiciness and so much flavor. And I can taste that marinade. The thing that sort of stands out to me is a little hint of that rosemary and the honey in there. So, ooh, they are oh so good. Don't forget the little added bonus we give you, the baked bean dip. Bring your food out. Even the opposing team will come over and be your friends on this deal. They will. But it is with great pride, honor, and privilege that I tip my hat to all the servicemen and women and all the veterans that have kept that old flag a-flying. We commend you all we do. And one more thing, share your fire. It's going to bring people together. That's what it's about, camaraderie, fellowship, sharing food, making family, and making new friends, it is. And also share the fire that is within you, the passion that you have. It'll make the world a better place. So be sure, share your fire, the cooking fire, the passion that you have. Let's bring it all together and share with everybody we know. So get on in here close. I'm gonna give you a great big hug. God bless you each and every one, and I'll see you down the tailgate trail. Hey, spoiler alert. Did y'all see all of Shan's little football Easter egg she had planted out there? We're fixing to reveal it, but if you didn't see it, you better go back and rewatch and leave us a comment down there below and say, hey, I seen every one of them. And the first one was the sticker on the Yeti bottle in the ice chest. Next one was the Colorado Buffs jersey. We had Major's bandana, the referee penalty flag, and there was a small football, and the one in the historical segment. Just take you a little bite of that. Can you get a bite? He says, is it like ice cream, Dad? You ain't got many teeth, do you? You've been helping today. I don't know which team you was rooting for, but how would you like a bite? Good job, Woo. Woosh is hard. You can't have it all. We got to share with Duke.